Alright, this video, I guess I just really want to talk about feelings and emotional changes because I feel like every guy talks about physical changes, and there are a few videos I've seen on emotional changes, but I have a lot going on emotionally and a lot going on in my life, I guess. I feel like it's really not a lot. I'm just so overwhelmed and I don't know how to show my emotions or how to handle anything that I feel like I am breaking down. So this is going to be a little bit of a venting session, I feel like, as well. But yeah. So if I haven't said it already or you haven't ever watched my videos, I am almost 9 months on testosterone, and pre-testosterone I was very sensitive. I was really a big baby, I guess. I was extremely sensitive and extremely dramatic, and I cried a lot. It didn't take much for me to cry, and I knew it was a bad thing then. Like, I maybe not a bad thing, but it was just like I hated being so emotional, and I hated the fact that it was so easy for me to cry, and that everything upset me, and that looking back, what bothers me is the fact that I let little things, maybe they were little, maybe they weren't, but I let them affect me so much, and I let them tear me down so much that I got to that point, that I got to my breaking point, and I cried, and I just hated everything. But now my problem is I don't know how to handle my emotions, because I don't cry. I haven't cried since I've started testosterone, really. Well, probably about 2 months in, I had a huge breakdown, and I went through a really bad breakup. So that is where that came from. It's not like I just cried for nothing. It was something very important to me. It was my most serious committed relationship I've ever been in, and it ended really bad, and that completely ruined me for a really long time. But other than that, I haven't cried. I came close. I had a breakdown a couple nights ago, and I was just so overwhelmed with work and the fact that I've been back home for almost a year now, and I feel like I should be doing more than I am. Like, I expected myself to be in school already, back in school, and, doing what I needed to do to get where I want to go, and I feel like that's not happening, and I see everyone else around me moving on with their lives and getting things together, and it's just like I'm stuck, and it really, really, really sucks. And kind of going back, I don't want to talk about my past relationship, but that had a lot to do with everything the other night as well. With me being home almost a year, it's like that's when our relationship kind of fell apart, when I moved back home. So it's been almost a year, and that just shows you how important it was to me, is that, almost a year later, I'm still thinking about it. And I think what the issue was is that I had never been hurt like that before. I was usually the person who didn't care and could just end things and, never speak to a person again, and it wouldn't even faze me. This was a lot different, and things ended really, really bad, and I feel like because I didn't have that closure is why it eats me up still. Because I can honestly say that I'm over all of it. I'm over what happened, and I've accepted it and moved on from it, but I never want to end things on a bad note. I don't like to argue with people and go to sleep mad. Like, I'm one of those people who I know it sounds like a cliche something married people will do, but I don't like to go to bed angry at someone. I don't want to go to bed with someone mad at me. I always try to fix things, but I couldn't fix this. I didn't know how to fix it, and a part of me didn't want to fix it at that point. I had so much emotion built up and so much anger and and just hostility towards the whole situation that maybe looking back, maybe I didn't want things to end nicely. But now I've matured a little bit and I'm trying to get all my feelings intact, and I can honestly say that that was a completely different person than the person I am now. And I needed to let that out. So I am trying to do that, and I feel like I got off on a tangent about something that I didn't even want to talk about. Um, we'll go back to my emotional changes then, I guess. I don't know how to handle my emotions. I kind of let them build up until I break down. And when I break down, I usually, if I don't talk to someone about it, I will just go take my longboard and just go, like, just cruise, like, put on my headphones and zone everything else out, things like that, or just listen to music. Or there's lots of times where I come home from work and I just lay in my bed and listen to music for an hour or two, just to reconnect with myself, because I feel like my life is very routine, and not being able to express my emotions, it's like I'm not only keeping it from everyone else and not, letting anyone else in, but I'm not truly letting myself in. And I don't know if that will make sense to anyone, or maybe any other guys have gone through it and kind of know where I'm coming from, but sometimes I have to sit there and go over it in my head, because I don't really talk out loud to myself, but go over it in my head, like, what's been going on and how I feel about certain things. And that tends to help for the most part. It truly honestly does. And I believe I'm a better person now. It sucks that I can't express my emotions. It's like there was no in between for me. It was like I'm a drama queen and I get upset about everything and I cry all the time. And now I'm not going to show you any emotion. I'm not going to tell you if I like you. I'm not going to tell you if I don't like you. I'm not going to tell you if what you're doing really bothers me. I'm just going to kind of let it roll off my back. Which I don't know, maybe that is a good thing. I don't really know how to look at it, because it's so different for me. It's so different from the person I've been the past 20 years of my life. I've been this person who wears my heart on my sleeve. I got it tattooed there for a reason. And now it's like when people ask me about it, and they're like, "That's dumb." Like that you wear your heart on your sleeve, really? You don't even show any emotion at all. It's just so different. It's mind blowing, honestly. And I knew it was going to happen, because I mean, obviously, being on hormones, it changes your perspective. Well, I don't want to say it changes your perspective on things. It changes your mind and your emotions, and obviously your physical appearance. But I didn't think that it was going to affect me that much. I really, honestly didn't. I was like, you know what? I am such a big old sensitive bear that no amount of testosterone is going to change that. And I was wrong. I was extremely wrong. So I don't really know. I just felt like I needed to kind of put that out there, because this is kind of a way of venting as well. I don't like to talk about my feelings or what I'm going through to other people. I don't really know why. I know that my closest friends, I obviously won't be judged. I just feel like no one can really understand what I'm going through or where I'm coming from, which I know isn't true. My best friend is going through the same exact thing I am. He's transitioning and everything. He's further along in his transition, and he's still trying to learn how to cope with things, but I know that I could go to him. It's just sometimes it's just so overwhelming that I don't even want to have to verbalize what I am feeling and what I'm thinking. So I don't know. I guess if anyone has maybe, is later in their transition than me and knows how to help coping with your feelings, and how to help express them, and so that I don't keep them built up inside, that'd be awesome. I'm willing to try anything. I know a lot of guys have told me, you know, just to take time for yourself, find something that you like to do, and just do it. You know, if you or meditate or anything like that, and I think that that's probably something that I need to look deeper into. But I mean, I'm open to any suggestions, and I appreciate everyone who has subscribed and watched my videos or commented or anything like that. I really truly do appreciate that, because sometimes I just need to kind of vent, and I know that I will probably never see any of you guys in real life, or I will never even know if you watched the video and thought that it was stupid and then complained about it. I'll never know that, but I try to look at it in a positive aspect and say, you know, maybe someone else was going through this, and maybe something I said helped them or sparked something in them. I don't really know. I just needed to kind of let out my own personal feelings. So I guess thank you for watching. Again, all of my links are posted below. I am on a collab channel now as well. I will post that link for you guys too. That's really it. Again, thanks for everything, watching, listening, all of it. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, I guess that's it. So have a nice and safe weekend, and I will see you soon.